Bubbly Steve is available for pre-order at shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. You've got less than a month to pre-order this 15-inch plushie. Check them out. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Disney is going to possibly add DLC to its theme parks.
Well, kind of.
The
same idea.
It is effectively DLC. You're going to have to pay to play, or at least pay to play effectively. And we've been talking about this, that Disney, you pay to get into the parks, but that's no guarantee that you can actually get on all the rides.
Right, and you're paying a premium because it's a Disney difference and it's a Disney park. Well, guess what? Now it's going to get worse.
It is, and this is sort of hot on the heels of what happened in Paris. That Disneyland Paris instituted a paid Fastpass system. So Disney is going to get a lot more expensive. We kind of knew they were going this direction. Look at the Star Wars hotel, $6,000 for 2 nights for a family of 4.
I've been telling you they're chasing the whales, and when I say whales, I mean people. I know you like that. People making $400,000 a year plus is like the new guidelines.
I was thinking, how many Dole Whips do you want? Is what I was.
Whale?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because they're fat. Is that what you're saying? Well, then I guess I'm a whale.
No.
But anyway, so we're going to talk about that. There's a lot going on. This actually comes from touring plans because they themselves are going to be impacted. But there are a lot of rumors we've already heard, and this is all rumor because nothing's been confirmed. However, Touring Plans is putting their book out for the year, their unofficial guide. It's going to come out in October, so they've already gotten their stuff into print. And it was enough that they thought that they're going to talk about it and put it into their book that they thought they were secure enough in what they were hearing to go with it.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this because this new app that's coming out. We speculated a couple of years ago that this might actually be a Disney travel agent killer that you really won't even need to go through. A lot of people don't use travel agents, but whatever advantage there was in using a travel agent, as we understood it, would be negated by this app. That Disney wants you to basically have that be your single point.
Yeah,
of
well,
purchase.
It sounds like it's going to be more than that, which we're going to get into.
Yeah. So before we get into it, any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 230,000 subs.
Yay!
Thank you for the support. We do talk about Disney a lot, having worked in and around the company in various capacities, and Geeky runs a Disney blog at piratesandprincesses.net. So this kind of goes along with that. We've been kind of chronicling the increased greed at the House of Mouse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, just the other day, we had the launch of the Boo Bash, which is replacing the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. $50 per person more ticket on average. And you got less time. The crowds were lower, but the first night they did not replenish availability, but they replenished it for everything else. So I'm like, they were trying to keep it low because the bloggers would be there. Their cavalcades are basically the same. It's basically everything you got last year for free because they didn't do the Halloween party, but now they're charging you for it.
Well, they used to give you free parking at the hotels, because you were paying more for that Disney difference. Now you still pay more for the hotel, but you also pay like $25 a night to park.
Well, they didn't have the Headless Horseman, no parades, no fireworks. The stage show, no, nothing. It was, you could trick or treat. They had some free ice cream and some snacks like popcorn and stuff. And there wasn't even exclusive merchandise. The treats are usually like, well, you have exclusive treats you can buy. Well, they only had a couple of those too. So people were not happy. So that was before that people were talking about that.
And part of that, I'm surprised about the stage show because I'm like, if they're going to do anything, you'd think they'd do the Hocus Pocus show, which is really popular.
Yeah, and they were doing work to the stage. People thought maybe they were going to surprise people and bring it back. No.
Well, they fired all the entertainers, so...
Well, probably. So, yeah, it was disappointing. There wasn't many character or anything, and you have to do it from a distance because, social distancing. So, there's that whole thing going on before this. Now, move to this. This came out today. I'm going to go to Touring Plans because I'm going to give them credit because it was their article that put it all together. I can't get hold of the mouse.
Nobody can.
Yeah, I know. Right?
They'd like to wring his neck.
And I turned around and made it a more simplified version for Pirates and Princesses because I wanted people to recommend them to go to this article because it had more information.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're talking about their unofficial guide. It goes to print in October. Okay, it's gonna be out in December. I thought it was October, it's December. But they're sending it to print, and as of now, this is what they're going with because this is what they've come to find out through rumors, through their own research. Nothing has been officially announced. Well, one thing kind of has been, but we'll get to that. So there's 7 things we can expect. Okay, you remember the days when you can go to Disney and you could just go and show up? And if you wanted to get a fast pass, you could go into the kiosk and get your little fast pass ticket. Otherwise, you could wait in line and just do what you wanted. Remember that?
Yeah, it's called Disneyland now.
Well, no, yeah, well, for now. They're going to probably change that too. And then they had the fast passes where you had to book ahead, but you still got 3 fast passes a day for free. Yeah. But you still had to book everything ahead and then had to work around your fast passes and all that. Kind of a pain, but okay, still not bad. And then they added the boarding groups with like Rise of the Resistance because they didn't want to have people wait in line when they have a whole damn queue for the line. And so they did these stupid boarding groups that are gone within seconds if you're lucky to get one. It's been a big fiasco, and it's made it harder because you have to work around, if you have stuff scheduled, you have to work around your boarding group for that. Well, now they're going to make it even more complicated, and wait till you hear what they're doing.
Okay, I'm waiting.
They're rumored. Okay.
Here are the rumors.
Okay, so standby lines. You're like, well, yeah, they always do standby lines. No. They're going to change standby lines, guys. And I've heard this a couple places. Standby lines, they're concerned about them being too long. Because, especially since we don't have fast passes, the lines can drag way out into the parks. Okay? Part of it's because they don't have Fast Pass Plus turned on, and part of it's because they were social distancing, but they were dragged way out in the parks. So the bright idea now is that the standby lines will be cut off at a certain point, and you can no longer get in line anymore.
Okay. But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is more. So to solve this, now, I think this is going to start probably around the 50th anniversary. To solve this, now you can get a standby pass, which you couldn't get in the line. You can get a pass for a time slot to get in the line where you can wait then for the 2 hours you're supposed to wait in line.
What? Wait,
Yes. They're going to cut the line off. I'm just going to say 2 hours, 120 minutes. Well, let's use it for argument's sake.
Okay.
And then you can get a return time that'll give you like half an hour, instead of a fast pass, you get like half an hour-ish, they're guessing. And you can return to the line to then wait in line for your 2 hours.
That's stupid.
Yes, but that's what I've heard this from other places.
That's not just stupid.
It's not just touring plans. I've heard this from other places.
That's not just stupid. That's Disney stupid.
It's Disney stupid. But wait, it gets better.
Oh, okay.
How much they have this.
That one's going
to be free.
Oh, that one's free.
The standby line is free with your admission. On the attractions that will still give you a standby line. Like Rise of the Resistance doesn't have one. And people think they're going to do the same thing with Ratatouille. Okay, so there's that one. So you're like, okay, but what about Fast Pass? What about Fast Pass? Well, now they're gonna expand boarding groups. Okay, so instead of doing just Rise of the Resistance, they're probably gonna take other e-ticket attractions where you're gonna have to pick when you want to come in for your boarding group if you can get the boarding group.
Right. Because
they sell out like everybody wants on those rides. That's why Fast Passes were always gone. So you can get a boarding group if you can get one, and then you have an assigned spot for a couple of those attractions.
Okay, so yeah, they're gonna take this outside of Rise of the Resistance, which is one of the biggest pains in the asses.
Yeah, they're sold out within seconds.
Oh yeah, they're gone. Like I remember we went to the it was about 2 months after they opened it, and we were in Hollywood Studios, and everybody just standing around at like 7 o'clock in the morning, waiting to get one of these boarding passes. And when they're gone, and you could get one, and you might not get on the ride until like 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
Right, and if it goes down for any reason, which that ride goes down all the damn time.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It pushes your time back. So you might have had a lower number, and some people had the higher numbers aren't going to get on at all. And that you're just SOL. Too bad for you. Well, maybe.
But wait, we're getting to the punchline here.
Okay. So now bring it to the Lightning McQueen cha-ching. Here's what they're going to do. The Lightning Lane. Now we heard this before. That they had said that, I think it was Mickey Fuse said it was going to be called the Lightning Lane, but we had heard this before they were going to do something like this. So what they usually do with Fast Passes was, and we joked about this before about like it's the Little Mermaid situation. Mm-hmm. They would let like the Fast Pass line, it would be like 70 to 80% of the ride is Fast Pass line. Okay. So for every like few Fast Pass people that would get in, they'd let like one standby queue person in, which was a pain in the ass because, we were on rides and other people have commented where if the person that was running the Fast Pass lane saw one person come in from way at the beginning, they would hold the entire line to let every person come in the Fast Pass lane before letting anybody standby queue go. But it was always spaced out that you could have put people through and they didn't. Mm-hmm. We called that the Little Mermaid situation because that happened on the Little Mermaid. Anyway, with this new thing that you will be able to pay, like what's going on over in France and Disneyland Paris. So you going to say something?
No, I was going to say it's pay to play. I mean, we've joked about this. It's like because they talked about doing this before with like a higher tier that they were gonna like be able to, you'd be able to buy more fast passes.
Well,
That's
yeah.
been talked about for years.
Just wait.
Oh, just wait. There's more. Okay.
Yes. So like Disneyland Paris, when we saw the prices, they range anywhere between an American dollar is $10 to $20 per person per ride. So if you have a family of 4, you might be paying between $40 to $80 just to get into the Fast Pass lane on these attractions. Okay. So this paid Fast Pass lane would drop the capacity of what they usually put like 80%, 75, 80%. They said here they're going to probably drop it down to 25, 35%. So you get through quicker, but you're still going to have to wait. Okay. Somewhat. And you'll be able to just paid Fast Pass, to do it. There's more information if you go to the website here. Now, again, if that's not enough for you, we got the Lightning Lane Plus.
Oh, Lightning! It's always a plus, isn't it? They're plussing it.
Now, I think on this one, they're talking like it could be something more like what they do over at Universal Orlando with the Express Pass or Max Pass in Disneyland, where they might have you do one payment a day and you get to use it all day. That's also a possibility. With this one, where it might cost you $10 to $20 a ride, well, if you pay like $50, for example, you can get straight to the front of the line, even past the Fast Pass or the Lightning Lane part people, Lightning Lane Plus, pay more money and go right to the ride.
So, are they gonna have a Lightning Lane Plus?
No, just Lightning Lane Plus. And basically, you pay a shit ton of money, and then you per person per ride, and you and your kids or your family get to go right to the front of the line, even past the Lightning Lane people, past people that are in standby, people that are waiting for the standby pass.
So yeah, just like an app, it's.
Oh, the app. We haven't got to the app part yet.
Oh well, it's pay to win at this point. Like if you actually want to win Disney, and we've joked about it before, the only way to actually do Disney well is to go hire yourself a VIP tour guide.
Yeah, I don't know how those play into this. I was wondering that.
Because the VIP tour guides have like unlimited fast passes and they can take you around, but you're paying
thousands a day.
Thousands a day.
It's like what is it now? Like 1,200 starting.
Something like that. It's like
I think it's like 3,000 to 5,000 or something like that now. It's ridiculous. It's high.
$300 or $400 an hour with a minimum of so many hours.
Like 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They raised it, by the way, not long ago. So that's this one. They said there might only be 50 or 100 of these an hour, but they're going to get grabbed up. I think this is going to probably happen this year. I love this. Yeah, the market for kidneys and spleens is hot right now, so I guess at least 25 to 50 per person per ride.
Oh my God.
So family of 4, boom, you're paying between $100 to $200 just to get in the front of the line on this.
And people will pay it. Because they'll be like, I've already got, especially, the whales, they've got, $6,000 sunk into Galaxy's Edge. They probably have another $5,000 or $10,000 in their other hotel they go to after, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I just paid $10,000 or $15,000 for this trip. What's another couple $1,000 to make sure we can actually enjoy it?"
No, or we don't have to sit with the riffraff and the plebs. We can wave at them,
gallery,
while we go to the front of the line. And we already have Disney doing this thing right now, where if you stay in a deluxe resort, you get extra hours in the evening at different theme parks on property that only the deluxe people are allowed to be in part of.
So for $700 to $1,000 a night, you
get the extra privilege for like the hour or two that they're offering. So that's going on too. So we're talking like we already have. Let's go recap. We have a standby pass to get into the standby. If you're lucky enough to get a boarding group, you can use those. Then we have the Lightning Pass, which is the lower end one where you pay, where you might have to wait a little bit, but you still get further ahead. Or the Lightning Lane Plus, where you get right to the front of the ride over the riffraff and get to ride immediately.
So where are the privilege passes? The privilege passes, if you don't check off a lot of boxes on that test they were giving out to their employees.
I think these are the privilege passes.
Do you get a privilege pass? You get to get to the front.
These are the privilege passes. Because privilege is bad if you're one of their employees that might have an attitude. It's great.
An attitude problem.
It's great for when you want to take money from the wealthy. So you already have the ridiculously high theme park pass, okay? And then you have all these charges on top of it. And it was already confusing. People were complaining about it with Fast Pass. Now it's going to get even more confusing, even more steps. And at this point, if you just go in without any of this other stuff, you can maybe count on riding maybe 1 ride or 2 rides, and that's it after that price. You're going to need this stuff. Just to have
what used to be a regular day at the park.
Because they want every effing nickel they can get from people, and they're going this far. I was hoping to get this out because I think there are investor calls today, and I'm hoping someone asks about it, but they probably won't. Anyway, so then they have this other thing, the Genie. Okay, this is a Genie thing. This is the thing you were talking about before. So you can talk about what you knew about the Genie app.
Okay, so what I knew about the Genie app was it was going to replace, the other My Disney Experience or whatever. And, the word on the street was they were going to make it very, very easy to book your trip directly through the app, that they were actually going to kind of move away from even having travel agents and having everybody use the Genie app.
So they can keep more money.
Yes, because they give the travel agents it was 10 or 15% or whatever.
I don't know what it is.
So they can keep all the money, but then they can actually upcharge you on the app. They've got all the advice and whatever that you would get from a travel agent. I had heard, now this was a couple of years ago, but I heard that they were going to roll a lot of those features into it because they don't want you using a travel agent. They want you using their app.
Well, they're basically making computer optimized touring plans. So here's what they say it is. They said you'll select a set of favorite attractions for each park in My Disney Experience. And I saw these before where by a set, they'll give you a set, but you can pick which one you think has the most of what you want to ride in it. So like, I want to pick all my favorites. No. They'll have sets and you have to pick one of those so that it can be optimized. For example, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin and Jungle Cruise in the Magic Kingdom. Obviously, many thousands of people want those same attractions, so you won't be alone. And throughout the day, Disney will monitor the standby and lightning lanes to see about if there's a time they can give you. So what they might do is they might give you a surprise. Oh, guess what? There's an opening. And we talked about this before, the surprise Fastpass idea.
It's a loot box.
Kind of.
It's a loot box. Oh my God.
I told you it was DLC.
Disney's doing DLC and loot boxes now.
There's a reason I picked DLC for why I did the title. So they might give you a randomized surprise, in your thing. And I love this because I did put this in my article because I think they're right about this. And they're talking about how it's like gambling.
Yeah.
So go ahead and you can talk about that.
Yeah.
Not that you're an expert on gambling.
No, I actually don't.
I want to let you talk because I feel bad.
I know, because I have not been keeping track of day-to-day park stuff because I am so...
He doesn't care.
Over Disney at this point. I am like beyond over with Disney. And this is I think a lot of people are going to tune out from Disney. They're going to be like, it's not even affordable or enjoyable. Like, yeah, sure, you can get in the gate, but you can't actually do anything. You can't actually ride anything without paying extra.
Well, the surprise Fast Pass, what they're banking on is that to make guests, because guests are going to be pissed about this whole thing, right? It's going to be you thought it was bad experience before with all the hoops you have to jump through. Get in shape because you're going to be jumping through many more hoops. And so to keep people happy, that occasionally they might get like a surprise, like, oh, look, because you're a preferred guest. We're going to give you a fast pass for one of the attractions you wanted. Or we're going to give you like, a special, queue thing or something, because they think psychological manipulation. They said because it's like slot machines where, sometimes they'll give you like a surprise to make you think, oh, I'm happy about Disney now. And then you'll keep coming back and keep doing it because like, well, they gave me a special thing. Well, they're giving a lot of people special things, and they're just using you like cattle. They're just doing that because they have too many people in one area, and they want to haul your asses to the other side of the park. So they're going to give a bunch of people those free things to get their asses to the other side of the park.
Well, that's what they did before with the fast passes. Like you could never book two e-ticket attractions. You get like one good ride, one middle of the road ride, and then garbage like, unfortunately, Journey to Imagination or something that
actually made the lines longer.
It made the lines longer. Yeah, because there were rides that nobody would go to or shows or whatever, and they would push people over there because they would be like, well, I got to book my 3 fast passes. So they know exactly what they're doing. It's crowd control because they know everybody's going to go for the e-tickets. They're going to go for the roller coasters. They're going to go for the big rides. And then they basically force them to go to the other rides before they can go back and ride the big stuff again.
Thinking how much is this going to cost people if they have to pay for these the bigger attractions per attraction? We're talking hundreds of dollars a day just to be able to actually ride things. On top of the ticket you have to pay to get in
and the
to
parking,
begin with. Yeah. So that's it. Wait, there's more though.
But wait, there's more.
So then there's the Disney Genie Plus.
Oh my God, they plussed it too.
And they said that's what they're calling them. And they said basically it's what Touring Plans does. It's like they're gonna get, you're gonna basically tell them like, here's what things you want to do, and it's gonna minimize your wait times in line, and it's gonna do everything pretty much what they do. So they said that they're going to use it to sell lightning lane access. They'll be able to tell guests something along the lines of, hey, we did the best we could in avoiding lines, but there's no way around this 120-minute wait for Tower of Terror. Want to buy an $18 lightning pass instead? And they're going to use it. They said, because they had the job out for it, they put director of e-commerce role for the app, mentioned revenue app monitor. Oh, you pulled it. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. This is more your department.
Director Technology of E-commerce. Job description. Disney parks, experiences, and products bring stories and characters to life. Blah, blah, blah. The Director of Technology E-Commerce will design the strategy and execution of new technology initiatives in the online and mobile space for WDW, that's Walt Disney World, and DLR, that's Disneyland, admissions, cart, and e-commerce checkout. So yes, DLC. Oh, you couldn't beat this boss? Would you like to buy some power-ups? Just tap it, and boom.
And now you get to go to the front of the line.
Now you get to go to the front of the line, yeah.
And you know what? Your card's already tied in. It takes it right out of your card. You don't have to even think about it until the bill comes. And you're like, shit. When you're thinking, okay, it was only a few dollars here, a few dollars there, until you get the damn bill.
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they said drive. Oh, this is interesting.
I saw that.
Wakanda.
I saw that.
Wakanda's mentioned on here. That was a rumor. Well, it seemingly confirms it. Drive technical strategies for ongoing and new projects aligned to core revenue initiatives, aligned to admissions, resorts, e-commerce systems, and applications, confidential products, and they just put Wakanda on the list.
Yep. Genie, which we knew, app monetization, unified checkout, APP migration, I can't speak, and it goes on and on, system engineering development. So they're trying to find somebody to implement this stuff, but they want people to like push the people, to spend more money. Disney it's getting ridiculous. I mean, it's so blatant. The prices were ridiculous before, and then they were upcharging things like food and souvenirs, and now they're just flat out making it impossible to ride anything unless you give them more money.
Yeah, because they'll be like, well, your time's worth money, right? You just spent $5,000 to come down here. It'd be a real shame if you didn't get to ride the Slinky Dog Dash coaster.
It'd be a real shame if you only got to ride 3 rides because you had to wait and standby all day.
Yeah.
So they're gonna push it so people have to pay more.
I can just see the commercials because they always, every time they stick it, and they stick it to consumers, they always dress it up like it's for their own good.
Oh, it's a magical moment.
And just, I can picture you on the Magic Express going to Disney and they're playing the commercials like, and if you don't want to wait, the extra Disney magic, use your Genie app and you can wish your way to the front of the line.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Or the Visa, lightning, MasterCard,
well, it's the lightning thing, and it's like, because they have,
Ka-chow!
Yeah, that's exactly, because he's, my lightning, I'm speed, I get to go to the front of the line, I'm a winner.
Ka-chow!
You could be a winner like Lightning McQueen too. You and your kids.
You cheated.
You and your special little pumpkins can get to the front of the line over the other kids that have to wait all day.
Oh my God.
It used to be, everybody got the same amount of Fastpasses. Whether you stayed in the deluxe or you stayed in the value, that way it was fair across the board. Everybody paid the same rates to get in. If you wanted to do things like, go get a tour guide, then you could. But for most people, it was fair. This is going to be class warfare straight out.
Absolutely. That's what this is going to be. This bullet point, though. You have to have a comfort level with complex matrix organizations containing a certain amount of ambiguity.
What?
We're not going to tell you everything.
But you have to figure it out, make it work.
Figure it out, make it work.
Uh-huh.
That is Disney in a nutshell. It's a matrixed organization with a certain amount of ambiguity. Actually, the only thing that's transparent is their thirst for cash.
Yes, they're being obvious. This is all rumors. Now, the thing about the expanded boarding groups, like we have with Rise of Resistance, that is something they've already confirmed.
Yeah.
That they're going to be doing that. That's something Disney has said they were doing. The other stuff I've heard around the grapevine, they've been rumors for a little while now. So it's all kind of coming together. And again, this is all rumor. We don't have proof of this other than people have been looking at patents and, talking to people behind the scenes. And, for them to go out and put this out here straight up, and say about how they're going to put it in their book coming up, that to me says they're pretty certain that these are what's going to be what goes down. I can tell you right now, I'm pretty certain you're at least got to pay to ride attractions if you want to go to the Fast Pass, because they've already done it in Paris. You knew damn well it was coming over here.
Yep.
It just gets better and better. It just sounds very convoluted. All it's going to do is basically chase a bunch of people off. And then the ones that are left are the rich people just like, well, I'll just pay my way into everything. And then they're going to be left.
And they will.
But even then, I don't think that those rich people with these limited pay like $50 to $100 an hour on these pay to get to the front lines are going to make up for all the lost revenue they're going to have when guests pull out and don't go. Actually, Squid King said today, he's like, I've never seen a company try to commit corporate suicide faster than Disney's been doing lately.
Yeah, over the last year and a half, it's just been...
When CPAC came in.
CPAC came in, yeah. And now, the other thing we'll throw in, since we're talking about CPAC, is the rumor about the Splash Mountain refurb being tabled indefinitely.
It's not tabled indefinitely. They are working on it, but they basically said, well, it could take months to years until we actually get to it. So they made the announcement, and they had the vice president from Magic Kingdom on a Orlando Sentinel podcast. And if you go out to Pirates and Princesses, I have the entire thing transcribed. I'm not going to go there right now, but it's out there. And basically she said was, yeah, we're working on it behind the scenes, but it could take months or years to get to it, till you see it. And I'm like, of course, because they're not going to flip and tear up Splash Mountain before the 50th anniversary, or probably during the 50th anniversary. They'll wait till after it's over. I mean, they might, but my money's on them waiting. They're not going to want to take down one of their big attractions when they're trying to shove all these people in and make all this money. So they'll work on it behind the scenes, and that's last 18 months. So we're talking at least 20 months until they probably take it down.
Yeah, and even then, it's like
unless they get a lot of screaming.
Well, if they're making bank off of the fast passes for Splash Mountain, they're not going to take it offline.
Well, they will. Well, not during this.
No, they'll wait till Tron's up
because
anyway.
they've already made a big deal how they're making it Princess Tiana and Tiana the Princess. And I'm like, yes, because they wanted to make it princess themed. It makes more money. They were planning this the whole damn time.
Yep.
This rumor's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Disney's going to go loot box.
They are. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.